Thank you, Dave. We do have indeed a great market opportunity with global growing global demand of our expanded portfolio. As Dave mentioned, I will now share with you some of our key strategies for 2021 to capture these opportunities and convert them to revenue on our road to $1 billion by 2026. I will go into more details on every one of those today, but let me first highlight what they are. One, we will continue to implement a consistent regional structure led by general managers. This model has been in place internationally for some time with different degrees of maturity based on the maturity and scale of our business in each of these regions. In 2021, we are continuing to implement this model further internationally and also extend it to North America with the hire of 3 key IT executives to lead our 3 NAMER regions this past December, actually. 2, North America is still our biggest region in sales, revenue, and number of clients. And it has been continually growing, however, at a slower pace than historically and slower than our international sales. We have a detailed execution plan to reaccelerate North America growth in 2021 and beyond, with a goal to bring it to parity with international growth rates. 3, we are now a multi-product company, as you have heard Seth and Dave talk about. We're focused on building out the infrastructure and the execution to sell our entire portfolio by deploying new specialized roles in our sales and technical sales organization. 4, we have traditionally fueled our growth by bringing in new clients or new logos to Rimini Street. We now have more than 2,400 clients we can now cross-sell to, and we have an extended portfolio to meet the additional service needs. Cross-selling will not only help us grow, but also make these clients stickier and stay longer with us, growing lifetime value. Of course, we will also focus on accelerating growth of new logo sales. And then 5, having a large global market opportunity is a solid foundation, but we must hire to capacity plan to have the skills and the people needed to deliver and execute on the sales opportunity. But hiring is only one component. We need to also ensure we increase productivity of our sales and our client engagement teams year over year to deliver on our profitable growth between now and 2026. Now, let's first look in more detail at our regional model. As you can see, we now have 4 theaters: North America, Europe, Middle East and Africa, Latin America, and Asia Pacific. And underneath those 4 theaters, we actually have 9 regions, with each a strong, experienced general manager leader. This regional model has proven to bring the right level of focus and attention to the operations internationally in the past and has been key to our success. And now we also have that general manager model in place for North America with 3 regions. Each general manager has full ownership of all of Rimini Street's activities in their region, from strategy to execution with full P&L responsibility. This gives us the right level of focus and understanding of the local markets, the customers, the competition, and allows us to address differences across regions. These GMs act as CEO of their regions and have the full accountability for it. They each define their regional strategy, their execution plans from marketing to lead generation to sales to customer success and to delivery. But they work closely with our global functional owners who ensure global consistency with the right functional strategies, policies, processes, but execution is the full responsibility of the GMs. Now, the second piece is about reaccelerating the growth in North America. And the focus to North America is absolutely critical to our success. as it continues to be our largest region. Reaccelerating its growth is obviously a material component of achieving our plan to $1 billion by 2026. And in 2021, we have three major focus areas to help reaccelerate the growth in North America. The first one, as I mentioned earlier, is about implementing the same successful GM model as we've deployed internationally. And to that extent, we've created three regions within North America: the East, the Central and Northwest region, and then the South and Southwest region. That will allow for a better focus, as we discussed previously. The coverage, by the way, of North America also includes Canada, where we also have a strong market opportunity and good client wins over the past years. Second, we've hired this past December three experienced IT executive leaders for these three regions. And I can already see that they're bringing the right discipline, the right structure and approach to the end-to-end operations. We've also seen an acceleration of hiring in those regions since the end of last year and the beginning of this year due to this renewed focus to those North America region. And then the third, for North America to be able to accelerate or reaccelerate, I should say, its growth in a profitable way, it is really important to increase our average deal size by winning more big deals in our mix. And by big deal, I mean over $1 million of a year of annual recurring revenue. To that end, we've matured our big deal strategy and execution model. From being reactive to bigger opportunities to being more proactive, finding and creating those opportunities, identifying the big accounts for each of our regions, identifying their key strategies and pinpoints, and then approach them at the right level with the right value proposition based on their own specific needs through account-based marketing. We have also established a structured big deal execution process involving the entire Rimini Street Village with regular strategy and progress reviews, solutionings, as well as close plans with executive leadership involved all along. Now, going from a single product company to a multi-product company is challenging, as it requires significant structural and operational changes across the entire revenue execution model. And one of these challenges is the ability for our sellers to be proficient in every product we offer. We have reached a point where we need to move to a more specialized sales force. And last year, we started by focusing sellers between Oracle and SAP products, as these have their own specificities and customer pain points are very different. We are now going to the next level and have implemented at the start of this year an overlay sales model, augmenting our sales engine with specialist sales reps for AMS for Oracle, SAP, and Salesforce, as well as for our strategic services. In this model, the senior account executive who has traditionally sold support remains the single point of contact seller, owning the sales process for each opportunity end to end. But she or he will now have the ability to bring in a sales expert for every AMS, whether being Oracle, SAP, Salesforce, or for any strategic services opportunities, either cloud, interoperability, security, consulting, or monitoring. This will also ensure for our customers a cohesive and coordinated sales force and sales effort regardless of the services they buy from us. And at the same time, get a deep knowledge and expertise set of people to interact with. We are also augmenting our technical sales team of so-called SSAs with AMS specialist technical resources. Also, as cross-selling into our existing client base is a key opportunity for us, we now have client success managers who own the client relationship on an ongoing basis. And they will be driving a coordinated management of our existing client across the entire Rimini Street organization. Their focus has shifted from the past being purely on retention to retention and growth of these clients. And then finally, with the success of SaaS technologies and the explosion of point solutions for almost every function of the enterprise, it is becoming increasingly more complicated for CIOs to decide the best roadmap for their ERP environment. We are now offering through experts a road mapping capability available to our customers to enable them to take control of their IT roadmap, especially for ERP and databases. This will help position us as a strategic partner with our clients and help drive the path to their future at their own pace and align with their own needs instead of being driven by the software vendors. Now, increasing the client retention and cross-sell requires a strengthened engagement model with our clients. While we always deliver excellent service to every client strategically, we cannot engage every client the same way. They have different needs, different buying patterns, and different roadmaps. To that extent, we have segmented our clients in 4 key tiers based on not only how much they buy from us today, but also on how much potential to buy from us exists in the future, as well as their strategic value to the region that they are in. This allows us to tailor our engagement model to the specific needs of these different clients in these different categories. All clients will be touched, but each segment with a different model aligned with their characteristics. On top of that pyramid, we have a global category of multi-countries, multi-regions, and extremely complex big clients. The complexity of such clients requires an even more different model to service them and grow them, and we now have more of them as well. So we need to have a very different way of managing them and servicing them. Our ability to retain and cross-sell more into our existing client base is not achieved through a multiple disjointed set of events, but is actually the result of a specific engagement across their life cycle with different teams from Rimini Street acting as one across each of the different phases, with the customer success manager being the central point of that relationship throughout this life cycle. Clients are not with us only while they wait to move to another ERP. We now have the ability to expand their lifespan with Rimini Street by continuously engaging at multiple stages of this ongoing journey with us. We also have realigned the goals and the compensation plans of all the revenue team members to the common team goal of growing the total invoicing of that portfolio of clients, from the GMs all the way to the customer success managers. We also have now tools and processes like white space analysis that help build and execute on specific account plans for each of our clients. One account plan across all of our teams, from sales to delivery to marketing, et cetera, et cetera. And account-based marketing allows us, once we have the account plan clearly articulated, to address specific needs of these clients, specific areas we do not serve, but we could serve. It is opening all of our time within these clients beyond the first sale we have made and beyond the first service we delivered. And with the segmentation that I just spoke about, even if the first sale was a small footprint within a big client, it actually allows us to expand by knowing the opportunities are there. Because our clients are extremely satisfied with the services we deliver, as highlighted by our customer satisfaction rating, the door is wide open for Rimini Street to expand our footprint with additional services to existing clients. And with all of that, we plan to actually double the contribution of our sales into our existing client as part of our entire new client invoicing in 2021 and beyond. Now, all of this execution is great, but it can only happen with the right people, skills, capability, and capacity. To maximize Rimini Street's opportunity in the market, we have aggressive goals of expanding our sales force globally and improving its efficiency and productivity. As mentioned before, we plan to have 100 sellers by the end of 2021. To support this, we have invested in a world-class sales recruiting, hiring, and enablement program that ensures we source top talent quickly and efficiently, but also ramp them to productivity faster than ever, and maintain them as premier sellers throughout their entire career at Rimini Street. We begin by sourcing top talent from the market, specifically focusing on candidates that have an extensive and successful background selling enterprise software and services into large enterprise organizations. We have recently been holding sales career fairs, virtual sales career fairs, and we had on each of those two more than 70 prospective sellers join every one of those calls. Once those candidates are identified, we narrow the pool through cutting-edge aptitude assessments, extensive panel interviews with business unit leaders, not only from sales, but also from product and service delivery teams. Successful candidates then participate in a multi-level 90-day onboarding program that completes with written and live assessments on technique, processes, product and services, industry, and even buying personas. All of these being meant to challenge their understanding and real-life ability to be highly functional in the Rimini Street sales process. And that's just the tip of the iceberg. Our sellers then begin a career-long progression towards Rimini Street sales mastery that is constantly evolving to keep pace with market dynamics, technology innovations, and competitive pressures. Our continuing education programs includes both mandatory and optional on-demand, as well as live, right now virtually live training classes and full courses that at the end we cap with a proof of mastery assessments and certifications. And also, in addition to that, to support these highly valuable and effective sellers, we do have an extensive proposal management organization. We also have a class-leading ratio of sales engineers to sellers and a dedicated reference and customer advocacy team, all with one purpose in mind, which is to maximize the potential of each of our sellers and deliver a consistent and highly effective sales experience to our customer, prospect, and prospects. Now, with all that, I first want to thank all of you for your time, and I will hand it over to Kevin Maddock, Rimini Street Executive Vice President of Recurring Revenue Sales. Thank you.